Okay.
You,
All right.
on Iraq, you've called for an end to the fighting between Iraqis and Kurds, and the Kurds have accepted that. Baghdad has ignored you, and today it launched a major attack. The Security Council then called for immediate dialogue, but Secretary Tillerson in Geneva, in the press conference you referred to, only offered to assist the two parties in negotiating. So the UN statement is stronger than yours. Does that bother you? Do you think you're doing enough?
I've not seen the UN statement. What I can tell you is that we are close friends, as you well know, Lori. I know you are very passionate about our Kurdish friends. We are good friends with the Iraqi government. We are good friends with the Kurds. I'll once again say that our men and women have fought and died alongside both. There are all Iraqis, Iraqi Kurds, and Iraqis from the federal government, if you will. In terms of the skirmishes and the activities that are taking place, I just want to say one more time, as we have said for months now, we want them to come together, to have conversations. We believe that the time is now. We would like to see them commit to a timetable for sitting down and having talks. It is a shame to see the Iraqi Kurds and the Iraqis fighting one another. They had fought so hard together to try to decimate ISIS. They have been successful in that. That is why we cautioned against the referendum, because we knew that both of these groups of individuals would be taking their eye off the true fight right there, and the true fight is ISIS. And so we would call upon both parties right now, Mr. Barzani and Mr. Abadi, to come together and have those conversations about coordinating military activities and trying to restore calm. I want to mention to you today that the Secretary did have a conversation with Mr. Barzani. You know, in the past, he has visited with Mr. Abadi. That took place earlier this week. He's had recent phone calls with him as well. The Secretary in Geneva referenced his call with Mr. Barzani today.
Could you give us any more details about that?
Unfortunately, the Secretary doesn't always provide all the details of his calls, the diplomatic conversations. But based on previous conversations, I can tell you that he certainly would have said, coordinate your military activities, restore calm, sit down, and have some talks together.
I think that's a message for Mr. Abadi, but I have a second follow-up question. It has to do with what's going on in Kirkuk.
Okay.
One of the things is that Abu Mahdi al Muhandis, the head of Kataib Hezbollah, whom Treasury designated a terrorist in 2009 for attacking U.S. and Iraqi troops, has just opened a recruiting station in Kirkuk. Do you have a comment on that?
Yeah, so I saw that report earlier. You're correct. He is a terrorist. I cannot confirm that report, but I would have to say if that report is correct, we hope his recruitment efforts fail miserably.
Does it bother you that he is part of the PMF and technically part of the Iraqi government and otherwise supported by Iran, and maybe the Iraqis should take action against him?
He is a terrorist, and beyond that, I'm just not going to go beyond that. Okay, it's clear that he is a terrorist. Okay.
Okay. In Iraq, the place where Christians found refuge was in the Kurdistan region.
You're right. You're right. You are absolutely right. And without the Kurds, many of those families would eventually not be able to come home, because the Kurds were a huge part of fighting alongside the de-ISIS coalition and U.S. forces to be able to protect those persecuted communities. And we will never forget what the Kurds have done in order to do that. But Lori, I just want to be clear why we had not supported the referendum and go back to this one more time. We saw that it would take the fight off of ISIS. And it certainly has, because now we talk about skirmishes between the Kurds and the central government of Iraq. We talk about those types of things, and it's taken the focus off ISIS. We would like for those persecuted communities to be able to go back home. But I just want to say one more time how much we honor the work that the Kurds have done in order to make that happen.
Well, to tell the Shiite militias that are attacking the Kurds in the name of an extreme form of Islam to stop it, or we're going to do X, Y, Z, and you have many X, Y, Z's in your toolkit, would be one effective way to help protect those Christians in Kurdistan.
I think the Secretary has addressed that. Okay.